Hey y'all, meteorologist Sydney Goldberg here from the First Alert Desk, and it's Tuesday, and it was another really nasty morning commute. It was nasty this morning, it was nasty yesterday with the rain. Today you dealt with the thick fog. Well, the good news is now that we're around 11 a.m. this morning, things are looking better. So here's what it looks like outside in our Sky 9 camera. We just have some puffy clouds out there, also starting to see some blue skies peeking through. So the visibility has really improved across most of South Louisiana, just seeing a little bit of some impaired visibility down near Houma, but that should continue to mix out as we continue throughout the morning. It's humid, it's warm this Tuesday. Most places are in the upper 70s to low 80s across South Louisiana, 82 in New Roads, but here in the Baton Rouge Metro as well as in Hammond at 77. 79 down in Houma. So the reason for the fog is because we had a lot of humidity and also some clear skies overnight. So when our temperatures dropped close to our dew points, plus we had those really saturated ground, saturated soils, so we had a lot of moisture to work with. That's why we had the thicker fog this morning in some areas. So dew points are in the mid to upper 70s, so that's really humid, that's gross. You certainly feel it. If you step out the door, it does not feel nice. So I do think, because we still have some humidity in place for tomorrow, that we could see some patchy fog once again tomorrow. So here's the fogcast for tomorrow. I don't think it'll be quite as bad as we saw this morning, but certainly down along the coast could see some impaired visibility and closer inland as well. But again, not as dense as I think we saw earlier this morning. So keep that in mind for tomorrow. Then once we get later into the morning and the afternoon, it'll all mix out. So here's some reminders if you didn't do so this morning for fog. Low beam headlights also leave extra space between cars. So knowing that, make sure you give yourself extra time in the morning so that you're not late and that you can leave extra time and you can do that safely whenever we do see areas of patchy fog. Also, watch out for the kiddos or the bus stops early in the morning. So throughout the rest of the day, we've got the humidity, we've got the heat. Yeah, it's not going to be all that pleasant through the afternoon. Also, there is a chance for an isolated shower or storm into the afternoon and early evening, but it'll be mostly just dry, hot, and humid through the rest of the day. Right now, though, we're dry on our First Alert radar network, but it's possible that we could see an isolated shower popping up later into the afternoon. So I'll show you that on our graph model here. Once we get to around lunchtime, one or two little showers popping up is certainly possible. That's really just going to be the case through the rest of the afternoon. You can see that here. Now, mind you, the placement is not going to be exact, but essentially the story is, yeah, you could run under a shower or a storm later through the afternoon. Into the early evening, here's dinner time, certainly possible as well. Then once we get later into the evening, anything that does develop or pop up should dissipate once we go into the overnight hours. So in terms of rain chances, it was nasty to start this work week, nasty today, but rain chances are slim today and tomorrow. And then look at the rest of the work week into the weekend. We don't have to worry about the rain chances. So why is that? Well, don't get too excited with this on the map here. Yes, it is a cold front, but it's not going to be a really strong front. Really, it's just going to help us out with the sticky humidity that we're feeling this morning as well as tomorrow. So the humidity sticks around today, tomorrow. Then once we get that front moving through later into the work week and the weekend, that'll help to pull in some drier air by Thursday. Then we'll really feel the lower humidity as we head into the later part of the work week and into the weekend as that drier air continues to filter in from the north. So dew point wise, gross today, gross tomorrow. Will feel a little bit better Thursday and Friday, and then much nicer by Saturday. Dew points falling into the mid 60s, so that'll certainly feel really nice into the morning and evenings as well. So this is what I was talking about. Don't get too excited about the cold front in terms of temperatures. Yes, it is going to help us out. We're into the low 90s right now, so that's really way above our normal for this time of year. Today, that's +6. Today's average is into the mid 80s. So you'll notice as we get later into the work week, into the weekend, temperatures do drop down into the mid 80s, but that's still running above average because as we get later into October, our normal October average continues to drop. So we're still going to be running above normal going into the weekend, but it'll certainly feel much better than what we're feeling today and to tomorrow. All right, we've got some news in the tropics. We now have Tropical Storm Jerry as of this morning. We got some new satellite data and it was said that we've now reached tropical storm force winds. So this is still into the southern central Atlantic. It's really far away. It's about 1,300 miles east of the Leeward Islands. So it is still far away, but we've got a lot of time to monitor it. It'll continue its track westward and eventually to the north of the Leeward Islands as we go into the later part of the work week. It is expected to strengthen though into a hurricane by the later part of this work week, but it's also going to take that turn as we've seen a lot of storms do so far this season, and it does look like it will remain a hurricane status all the way through the weekend. And we will have to watch out for Bermuda. Unfortunately, Bermuda has just been in the cone several times with those systems. So interests in Bermuda, we'll have to monitor that as it continues to take that northward track. So here's what Jerry looks like right now, much better organized than we were looking at yesterday. You can see there's a bunch more thunderstorm activity with that. And you can see it's starting to spin, no eye wall quite yet, but as it continues to strengthen, we certainly could start to see that. We also have another area that we're going to keep an eye on. You can see there is some thunderstorm activity that's expected to slide into the Bay of Campeche. So the National Hurricane Center is highlighting that area for a low chance of development through the next 2 days and also through the next week. Ignore this. This is Jerry, hasn't been updated quite yet, but this will be another system that we'll have to keep an eye on. Very low chance of developing. So really right now it's just an area to monitor for now. So we've crossed off another name on the list, the J name Jerry. The next name is our K name, and that is Karen. All right, back here at home, really hot, really gross today, and tomorrow slim rain chances both days, today and tomorrow. But once we get that front sliding through by Thursday, we'll really start to feel that lower humidity starting to trickle in by Thursday, so our temperatures will start to drop. And look at our morning lows, down into the mid 60s to wake up by Friday, and eventually into the low 60s to end out the rest of our work week. So it will feel really nice to end the work week going into the weekend. Pleasant mid 80s, lots of sunshine, really nice morning start. So we just have to get there, wait through today, wait through tomorrow, and then it will leave a really nice forecast into work week and into the weekend. Jeff Morrow will have more details on what to expect for the rest of the day, tracking those rain chances as well as the fog that we could see on Wednesday, and of course the latest on the tropics for you over on our noon show right here.